got issues.
Good evening. Poetry Corner Universe, Eastside Connection. Here we are again with a nice panel. I'll pass it off to you, Poe.
Hey, man, listen, welcome to the Poetry Corner Eastside Connection with your host, King Atterberry, and yours truly, Poetic. Joining us tonight, y'all. You know, we like to have this barbershop conversation. Our good brother Brian. We got La Pearl, La Negra, and we got Zwina. Hey, representing, holding it down in the barbershop tonight. Woo! Your eyebrows look good, ladies. Nice work. Brian, he got taped up, man. Sharp, look sharp, brother. Sharp. Hey, boy, you got lined up too, man. I ain't got in the chair yet. I'm waiting because they trying to take care of all y'all. So, you know.
Hey, man, we here.
We're going to dive into some deep stuff tonight. I mean, it's going to be as deep as y'all allow it to be. We're going to be quite honest about relationships. Ken, what relationship aspect do we want to tackle first tonight?
The one that I feel that should be always tackled. God. Let's touch on the all-I-seeing, the embodiment of who brings forth what we need be to be in existence. God.
Yes. As long as nobody here is representing the state tonight, you know, if you represent the state tonight, we know we got the separation of church and state. You know, you can't represent the state tonight. Okay? You cannot. All right. So, Queen, Edwina. You know, you got so many monikers.
Wait, so you guys ready for me?
Let's talk about that relationship with your creator, your God. You know, right? A lot of people focus on, you know, different aspects of God, different things. How important is that relationship to you with your creator?
I think your relationship with your creator is foundational. It's got to be at the basis of every relationship. Every relationship should spring forth from your relationship with God. And you should love people the way God loves you. I think that's at the basis of it. It's really important to get a strong relationship with God, because if you don't, how can you, if you cannot love the person that created you in his very own image, how can you say that you truly love yourself or anybody else, you know? I think it follows a line, and that is at the basis of it. It's really, really important to me to make sure that, you know, you take in a good, healthy dose. You know, you are what you take in, and the information has to be founded in the love, like the love that God has for us. That's the way that I believe it. So everything else that comes from me should spring forth from me building that relationship inside of myself with God. That's really important to me. It is.
Okay. Go ahead, King. I see you.
All right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening, taking it all in. You know. Oh, Did you want me to speak on it?
Yeah, bro.
God, man. God is beautiful. God is gracious. God is the power, the source. You know what I mean? And I myself, I was going to use the word try. You never try. You just move. I like to move in what I call God body motion. Where you call upon God to assist you with your everyday life. And that's why my affirmation every morning is brand new day, brand new feeling. Let's get to it. I like that. You know, and I carry that. If there's ever a problem, I call on God, like, all right now, God, we got to do this. We got to take on this challenge and complete the task at hand. You know, I don't believe in anyone's having self-doubt and saying that, well, God ain't doing this for me. You got to be patient on the blessing.
Yeah.
Be patient on the blessing.
Yeah.
It's coming. It might not come tomorrow or later on, but it's coming. It'll be on the way. It'll come to you when you least expect it, but exactly when God feel that you need it.
Yeah.
You just want it for that moment in time. But what happens when later on comes and you're like, oh God. And you know, some people say, I don't believe in God, this, that, and the other. But what happens when you in troubled waters? What's the first words that come out your mouth? Oh God.
Oh God.
That part.
Something happens, oh God. Beautiful things happen, oh God. Yes. You know what I mean?
Right,
so
right.
you calling on God all the time. So why not build and keep that relationship strong? Keep that bond formed in the rightful way. So yes, I believe in God, the Almighty, the Source, you know, the Creator, and my favorite one, the Postmaster General.
Master General.
I like that.
That's right.
I like that.
Peace and love to my Uncle Sonny when he told me about that one. My grand uncle.
Love it.
The Postmaster General. You receive that delivery.
Mm.
Special delivery.
Mm.
Open it up, baby. Open it up. There's a message for you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The Pearl of Negra. What are your thoughts?
Oh, now y'all know. Ooh, I'm gonna try.
You froze up. Froze up on it.
Yeah.
Where you go? Come on back. Come on back to the light, Carrie Ann. Come on back to the light.
Or hit the other one. Baby, come back.
While we waiting on her to come back, Brian, you up, man? Let's hear your thoughts, bro.
Back. Go ahead.
Okay.
God is good.
All right. All right, y'all keep your fingers crossed that my signal stays clear. Now, my relationship with the Creator, I don't refer to source of creation as your God or their God or my God. It's one Creator, one source of creation, and we are all connected to that source. Okay, it's the highest in intelligence, and love is the highest light that you can reach. I talk to the universe all day, every day. Okay? Some people look at me like something wrong with her. Ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm fine. I believe in having an open relationship with the Creator because, for one, Source knows everything anyway. Okay? The source of creation goes off of your heart. What's in your heart? It don't matter what you say out your mouth or what you're feeling. It's what's in your heart is where the truth lies, and that's where the source goes to find out, how can I say it, to treat you accordingly. Okay, because a lot of times we will say we want things a certain way, and we're going to do this and we're going to do that, and deep down in our hearts, that is not what's there. Okay, we will get, and we get our blessings. We get our eyes opened. Okay, and it's just like Joel said, it may not come when you want it, but it's definitely come when you need it. Okay, and the thing I have an issue with people and their relationship with the source of creation, they forget to converse with him, to stay in contact with him. They ask for one prayer and then just going about their business. But you still need to keep in contact, okay? I talk to Source every day, all day, and have a normal conversation, just as if somebody was sitting right here next to me that was tangible. And I feel like it's very important to do that. That's what helps me keep my sanity, okay? Because can I say, God forbid, he ever turned away from me, I'd be lost. I think that would be a void that would never be filled until he comes back. So my relationship is with the Creator is everything for me. It's my breath of life. It's so precious to me. And there's nothing in this world that can replace or take the place of that relationship with the Creator. Okay, it's just gets me emotional, so I'm not going to go on too much about it. But
okay, I can dig it. My man, let's hear from you, sir. Great, sir.
Well, I'm not gonna. I don't want to take the risk of getting too emotional either, so I'll just keep it short and sweet. Man is religion. Spirituality is God. I think that there is a difference, and at the death of my father, I was 7 years old, I pursued every religion that there was, trying to find an answer. Why? And then one day the Creator blessed me and said, do not look outward, look within, because everything you need, I place there. Everything in our bodies flows throughout the universe. Every element is all the same. So I don't separate myself. I can't separate myself from the Creator, you know. And when I make decisions, I don't make decisions in flesh, meaning that I don't make decisions like man would do. I make decisions as a spiritual being.
Yes.
And when you do that, you'll notice the difference.
Yeah.
And that's how I go about, you know, trying to live my life.
I love that.
You know,
That's right, brother.
I haven't sought specific religions to be what I need. I sought religions to learn about what they believe, so I know how to communicate with them because of what I believe. I don't believe in religion. I believe in relationship. And my relationship with my Creator is the best relationship I've had in my life. And the reason being is because just like my pen, He doesn't look down upon me. No matter what I've done, no matter what I've been through, no matter what's happened to me, He has always been there waiting for me to say, Daddy, you got me. And He always say, yes, I got you, son. Whether I like it or not. Because I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. The parental relationship is tough, right? The parents are there to nurture you, teach you, train you, chastise you, motivate you. But when it's God that's doing those things, it's not somebody you can say no to, right? You know, I believe that God gives us free will to be able to choose and do the things that we want to do. That's when we operate in our flesh, when we forget that He's in charge. And we are, like my man Brian said, we are spiritual beings first. He created us in His image and clothed us in this flesh. So my relationship with Him is extremely important. I might not do it the way He want me to do it all the time. I go all the way around Robin Hood Barn just for Him to say, you ready to do it my way yet? But you want to still keep trying it your way. Aren't you frustrated yet? Aren't you tired yet?
I know that's right.
That is
brother.
true.
Talk that talk, man. Talk that talk.
You know, when you said something, King, that was so important. You said, for those that don't believe in God, something happened, great wisdom. The first thing they say, oh God.
True.
How can you not believe in God when you see things that are beyond your capability of explaining?
That's true. That's true.
Facts.
That's all I got to add. So if you don't know, you don't have a relationship with the Creator, let me tell you, go ahead and get you. Get
That's
you.
right.
See how to change your life.
It sure is. It sure is to seek and find instead of being left behind. You know what I mean?
Let's go ahead and let's shift. Let's shift into the avenue that I'm sure everybody is anxious to dive into. Let's talk about male and female relationship dynamics. Woo!
Yeah, man and woman.
Hold on.
Male and female.
I'm throwing my white flag away. I'm throwing it away. So
this is something that I was told. Like, you know, I had to write this down. This came for some wisdom. You know what I mean? So, what my uncle told me, my granduncle, he said, man versus woman. You know what I'm saying? Female and man. Man and woman relationship, responsible people when they connect proper through the right circumstances or communication. That's man and woman relationship. That was told to me. You know. But then he was like, on another note, you don't know what you're getting. People hide behind facade a lot of times. But that also goes back to the source. You believe, you achieve. So,
you know, it's crazy, man. You're talking about we're not going to skate past some of the stuff that you just said. I know you want to keep on going, bro. We're not skating past that. Okay. Let's talk about those facades. Let's talk about those representatives. So it's gotten to the point where if I meet somebody and I'm like, hey, which person am I getting? Am I getting you? Am I getting the you for this moment of this meeting? Am I getting your first, second, third, fourth, fifth representative, House of Representatives? Who am I getting right now? Because you don't want to get somebody and then they change up on you. Like, wait a minute. Let me pull out my relationship agreement. Which paragraph and which chapter was this change in? Because I don't see it. I don't see it. Yeah. You know, and it's crazy, man. It is. Hey, the dating world is crazy. If you got somebody, man, do what you got to do to hold on to them. That's all I'm saying. Because it's crazy. It's crazy. That's right. Brian, laughing, Brian. I know you feel me where I'm coming from.
Exactly. I mean, you know, I've been married about 30 years going on.
Amen, brother.
And you know, it's you know, it's pleasant work, but it is work, you know. Every day, you know, you want to wake up, you know, what can I do? I told my wife, when I wake up in the morning, I think about what I can do for you and these kids. When I go to bed at night, I think about what I can do for you and these kids. And she said, well, what do you do when you dream? I dream about doing things for you and these kids. and it don't stop. And that goes to the grandkids. And you know, I just had my fifth one going on my sixth. So
congratulations, right up.
Congratulations.
And yes, sometimes she want to throw me out the front door. I know she do. You know, but she don't. She gives me the grace. And when you think about, we talk about God's grace, when you think about the grace that God has with man, all the horrible things that we do to each other, then I keep that in my heart too. And the small times where she does, you know, we disagree. I remember that grace, and then I forget about that because that woman, she takes care of me, man.
Amen.
You know, all this stuff you say here, she picked out all this fly gear. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I love it. Man.
It's sharp as a tack, brother.
Hey,
I'm about to steal you. I'm about to steal your swag.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I'm serious. Yeah, about what I was saying though.
Right. That's beautiful.
The pearl of negative.
Woo, child. All right.
Baby. Which representative you giving? Which representative you giving?
What representative? I represent myself. I never put on a facade. What you see is what you get from beginning to end, from the first day to the last day. I never switch up. You may see more of my personality, but and like Joel said, first thing that you do get, do you believe in a creator? Okay. What's your spirit working with? Are you trying to pose as you're on some scientific level, which actually is God? It's just the study of creation. That's it. So how you coming? I can't be anybody else but me. And I have never put on an air, never faked anything. Now, you might find me be a little clingy, a little chatty, but that's pretty much it. I believe that communication is key. Okay. And not just having the one person trying to communicate with you. You need to be open to trying to get an understanding, comprehend what they are communicating to you. And not just every once in a while, every day. I do not believe in going to sleep, like they say, going to sleep angry and not talking. No, communicate with me, okay? Because I'm too affectionate for that. If you cut me off and ignore me, yeah, I'm gonna be in my feelings and I'm gonna get on your nerves and I'm gonna run my mouth. I might throw something at you. I ain't gonna hit you hard, but I might toss something at you. Like, now look, I'm gonna make you say something to me. But by the time I finish, getting your attention, I done loved all on you, and now you done forgot why you mad. But you never get what people like to present. Their representative. Everybody want to show that they're a superstar in the beginning. They want to show that there's perfection in them. Nah, I'm telling you, I'm a screw up with certain things. I am not good at organizing certain things. I'm gonna let you know. And that's just the way it is. You don't get, the only representative you get is Danielle. That's it. Unless I'm on the radio, and then you get me the pearl of nigga. But
the pearl of nigga, like we know the pearl of nigga on the radio.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Let's say your perspective. How important is that that you represent yourself, right?
I think it's very important to represent your authentic self. Give me 1 second, okay? I'm sorry. Excuse me, y'all. Thank you. I think it is very important to represent your authentic self at all times. I think the thing is nowadays is people are looking for the best in one another. They want to cherry pick the things that they like about a person. And it's like, oh, that thing turns, that thing has my attention. That thing is giving me that dopamine hit that I'm looking for. That thing excites me in some way. But you have to think about it if you think about it as a long game, like if you want to be in this person's life for a long time, you have to take what you desire, the selfish things that you desire have to become kind of second place to the finding a commonality or just loving a person genuinely for who they are. If you can do that and understand that there are going to be two sides to a person. There's going to be when you're warm and when you're cold. There's going to be times when you are, full of passion, and one times when passions dry up. There's something that somebody told me a long time ago when I first met my husband. They said, how you get them is how you keep them, not how you impress them. How you get them is how you keep them. You can show people a flash of some other representative for as long as you can hold up that facade. But ultimately, who you are genuinely is what sustains that relationship in the long term. Like, think about people like Brian. When he spoke of his relationship, he didn't see himself or his happiness or all the perfect expectations of what a woman should be as the central focus of it. It's like, we come together to commonly serve the purpose of making sure that we are happy as a collective. And I see that a lot of people don't necessarily want to do that. They want to show people the most impressive versions of themselves, because too many times that's what attracts people. People have a short attention span.
Yeah. And you know what?
They want more of that. It's like a hit of a drug, but they don't want to accept the full person for who they are. And eventually you have to learn to do that. You have to get past those superficial things. You can't just, because then otherwise you'll land up in a transactional relationship where it's like, you give me this thing that I like, and in return, I'll give you this part of me that you enjoy. But then you completely deny that other part of yourself until you just living in a facade that eventually nothing superficial ever lasts forever.
That's right. That's right. That's right. King, what was you ready to say, bro?
Yeah. Another thing, grand uncle told me was, he told me, watch out in this world today. Everyone's wearing a mask. They're magicians running around performing tricks. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a hat trick, sleeve trick, you know what I mean? You got to see through that. And the only way you see through that is with the eyes of God.
Yeah.
He called it God vision.
God.
As the creator for that God vision.
Yeah.
He said a lot of times you can look a person in the eyes and know what's cooking. As he old school cat. He's like, what's cooking?
Right.
So and I know what he's talking about. So I see what you're saying. I hear you. And that's it. A lot of people, you have to put the cards on the table. You know what I'm saying? So basically there be understanding, you know what I'm saying, through the knowledge that y'all speaking on. Communication is key. You know what I mean? It's key. And like I always say, what's key is she. What's she is key. It's energy.
Honesty.
That's why they say keep that same energy. I mean,
right. Yeah.
With the good or bad.
You talked about selfishness. King just spoke. We all been talking about communication. Those are my two things that will make your relationship never end. If you could remove selfishness and you can work on your communication, those two things, you will never be without your partner. Never. Because when they see how selfless you're being for them, in turn, they should want to reciprocate that selflessness. And both of you are now in this selfless behavior mode for each other. Selfishness will never exist.
Right.
And that communication is ever evolving. Listen, communication is not just talking, y'all. It's
Right.
body language. It's moves.
Right.
It's little notes you might leave on the coffee table, baby. I didn't want to wake you up. But I saw you sleeping, but I had to leave for work. And I just want you to know, I'm going to be thinking about you all day.
There you go.
That's right.
Can you imagine if your woman would make woke up and show that note? Man, listen, wait till you get home.
Right.
Hey, that's just like the song when he sung "Show a Little Tenderness."
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Man, listen.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that moment where I'm back involved, because the things that we gonna do, baby. Listen, we gonna talk about the next. We go down another area.
You know what?
That's why I got my own flight. It's called the JWA. I can take you to the moon and back. I can swing you around the universe, around the galaxy. 360, baby.
Yeah. I was just going to say an important key I think that we miss in a lot of interpersonal relationships is that we passed over, that I'm sure we're going to get back to, but your relationship with yourself. is important too, because if you
is.
ain't right inside your own skin, you're only going to attract more of the same in the persons that you meet, no matter how many different, spins you try to put on it. If you're not comfortable in your own self,
That's
if
right.
you're not acting out of a genuine love, then you automatically look at everything with a veil of suspicion, and it's always, you're looking for a problem. But when you're right within yourself, you're like, this is what I want, this is what I expect, this is what makes me feel happy. I want to give that to somebody else, and when that is reciprocated, and you guys can find a common thing to aspire for long term in life, then I think a lot of things can grow from that. But so many, it's not going to grow if you're looking at it like, okay, I'm going to impress her, or I'm going to impress him. That doesn't last.
Well, there's a song out by Cameo, right? Skin I'm In. Dope fly song, strong meaning, strong content. One of my favorite jams.
I'm gonna say this. I've been married twice.
No, I'm just playing, bro.
I've been divorced twice.
Yeah, me too.
One of the things that I realized was I was so focused on being a husband that I forgot to focus on being a man. Right? And what I mean by that is I forgot about all the things that I enjoyed as a man and never brought those things in as a husband. So what Edwina is talking about, you have to love yourself so much that you know exactly who you are, what you are, and what you bring to the table for yourself. So that way that when you give that to another person and they feel just how dynamic you are, oh man, it'll be like an infectious energy that they will never want to lose.
Right.
That's true.
And
Absolutely.
I was going to say also balance. Like you have to have balance with your art. If there's one mistake I think I made, I love my wife and my kids immensely, so I did everything for them, and then there'd be some moments where I discovered that I was depressed, but I was so thankful to be, to have everything that I did have, but yet still I was sort of depressed. And the reason why is because I knew that my art, I was forgetting about Brian. There would be times I would go on a job interview, they ask me my name, I say Daddy, because that was everybody calls me Daddy. So I mean, I forgot about the Brian. So now that my kids have grown, college educated and everything, I'm focusing back on Brian and taking time for myself. But you can do both. You just have to be conscious enough to have balance, and you can raise kids and you can do all the things that you want to do that's more important than your art, really, because they're more important. That it's not about me. That but at the same time, you, like the brothers and sisters were saying, you have to take care of yourself too, and that's a very important point.
Yeah, because honestly, if you're not, then you're lying. You're lying to everybody. Until you are completely honest with yourself, you're lying in order to compensate, to hold interpersonal relationships. Because the person you have to tell the truth to in the first place is yourself. We don't look at it that way. We look at it like we'll think about it later, or we put it off to the side. But if that's not at the core of everything that you react from, your goal, your values is not, then you're kind of putting yourself to the side, and it's this automaton standing in the way that's trying to fill everybody else's needs, but you're not there, so you are lying. It's a plastic face. It's a facade that you're putting on.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you what.
It's really important. Go ahead.
Sorry, doing it again. I'm sorry, Queen.
No, I was just saying that's why I think that the relationship that you have with yourself, because you could be in a relationship for years and years and years, never realizing that you've become the perfect person for someone else, but you never actually were a good person to yourself. So then you wonder why you're completely miserable and you can't find any joy, even though all of these transactions look like they're meeting those 9 dots. It's because you're not, how could you love yourself if you're not honest with yourself? And how could you be honest with anybody else if you're not with yourself?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that when I reconnected with the source, I was so focused, like Paul was saying, like your marriage and everything, the kids right here, this and the other. I forgot the skill set of me being creative, writing, the joy, the love, and the passion I have for that. But I tell you what, after my second divorce, God brought me back in. You know what I mean? And here I am today, and I'm always thankful to what God has given me, even with me taking care of my kids, being in their lives, checking up on them, and making sure everything is good, and especially making sure that I'm good. And like I told them, if I'm good, we good. Y'all not ever gonna be not good because you have a dad, a father to speak to about I don't care how small or minute it is, speak to me about anything. I'm here.
That's right. I'm talking, great segue, King, into parent-child relationships, right? I got 5 kids, 26, 16, 14, 11, and 5, right? And it's crazy, but each one of those relationships with me is different. One of my friends one time, I had my 4 youngest with me, and they were just observing the interaction with me and my kids. And at one moment, all 4 of my kids decided that they were going to talk to me at the same time. Right? Now, you new parents, don't try this at home. Veterans, still, I was able to talk to each one of my kids and answer each one of their questions and everything that they was talking about in that moment. And they dispersed. My friend looked at me and he was like, "How did you do that?" I said, "Do what?" She said, "You literally had one conversation with 4 people about the things that they wanted to talk about." I said, "Sweetheart, that comes from years of experience. You have to learn to isolate the voices from your kids. And as you develop and you grow with them, you learn to do that." But there is, outside of my relationship with God, there is no other relationship that is important to me than the one I have with my children. I will fight through tooth and nail, go through hell and high water to make sure I have a relationship with my kids. I have 3 children's mothers, and they all know, do not mess with that man about his kids because you will unleash hell. Ryan, how you feel about that, bro? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 200% the same way. I have 3 boys and a girl, and I think I have very healthy relationships, with them all. I allowed them to see life on their terms. They knew that there was a core there, a foundation that if they ever needed to talk to me, I was there, but I wasn't overbearing at all, even though when I wanted to have my input, I relaxed a little bit and allowed their own spiritual creativity to flourish. And I must say, I'm a father who is so sincerely proud of all of them. All 3 of my boys are excellent fathers, and I always say y'all better than me, and I really mean that. They're just awesome. And my daughter, she just getting started in that direction, but I'm extremely proud of them. But as far as to what you were saying, I agree with you 200%.
Pearl or Nectar, what are your thoughts?
Oh man, having a relationship with my children Now, my relationship with my children, actually, I experienced a full relationship with my kids after my husband passed. Because he was a very toxic person, I couldn't enjoy being the kind of mother that I wanted to be to them, because he was always blocking. But now, I have a very good relationship. I mean, I've always gone to bat for mine, regardless of what was going on in my home. I have always been ready to break somebody's neck about mine. But my relationship with them now is beautiful because we can actually talk. They may not be willing to listen to everything. Like, my kids think that they don't believe that I was a kid at one time and I was a teenager and I did dumb stuff and I've learned. But it's so vital that you get that relationship. I'm not saying you have to treat them like your friend, but it's very important that your children know that, for one, who they are. I don't only talk to my friends and my associates about knowing who you are and loving everything about you the way that you were created, regardless of where you look, the way you sound, whatever. I give this to my children every single day. I let them know. Love yourself. Know who you are. Regardless of what it is that you are going through, we all hit speed bumps in life. Sometimes we got to sit down, we got to start back over. Regardless of what happens to you, know who you are. Now, my oldest son is giving me a little bit of issues right now. And another thing that I learned about being a parent, you have to let them fall down. You have to let them fall down sometimes, without being so quick to jump and say, "Oh, baby." Sometimes you gotta strap yourself in and stay out the way, because they will not learn if you are there to be that safety net or that umbrella of blessings all the time. That's where I went wrong with my son, because I was always so ready to jump and say, "All right, yeah, I got you. But he ain't learned nothing, because now he has this sense of entitlement about him. My daughter, I don't know. I guess I was a little bit more pulled back with her because she is a female. And I know what it is like to make it in this world as a female, especially a Black female. So she has a whole different work ethic, whole different mindset than my son does. My youngest son is like living with Sheldon from the Big Bang Theory. Y'all,
yes,
take it from there, okay? Ben, you already know, okay? So
you gotta forgive me.
His one line is an epic.
Big Bang Theory is like my stroke shows when I'm in my nerd moment. Edwina.
I think that the relationship that you have with your kids is a reflection, again, of the relationship you have with yourself. Because for myself anyway, I had my children when I was younger, so I feel like they kind of grew up with me.
Right.
But it's something someone said to me a while back. They say, you have to prepare the child for the road, because you can never prepare the road for the child. You can't you can never compare, make the elements around their lives in a way so that they never feel pain, they never feel heartache, they never go through any type of trials and tribulations. But you kind of, like La Perla Negra say, you love them through it. And like Brian said, you allow them to make those mistakes and to come to those realizations. But there's another issue that I had when I was younger. It's like growing up the way I grew up, physical affection was never very big in my life. So my children kind of taught me that is an important part of bringing into being audible and physical about showing that the way that you feel about them. I'm a very introverted person for the most part. So I feel like I learned with my children, but at the foundation of that was a love to know that they are their own individual and unique people, and to love them for their entire selves, and allow them to travel the road that they're about to travel, because you know their destiny is written. You don't have any consent over. And so as a mother, I know that it is really hard to know when and where to cut those cords. And that has been, I still think there's a 29-year-old umbilical cord. And then also as a mother who has lost a child, they give you a different connection to wanting to, it's a different learning experience, and when to hold and when to let go. But that comes from a place of love. Like if I wanted to be loved in this way, how would I show them how that is to be displayed? That's all that you can do. Like if I was in this situation, how would I go through it? If God was at the center of your decision making, how would you explore that? You give them those tools and you send them out into the world. There's something they say about like with men versus women, raising young men versus young women, that is missing. I think we had this conversation here or somewhere else where you're talking about how, when men are younger, they're supposed to go on like a walkabout in some cultures where they leave home and explore the world for themselves, untethered to their parents, and then they come back and they're like, okay, I'm ready to be a father, or I'm ready to be a husband, and they learn a version of the world from their own unique perspective, and they bring it back as a man. I don't think a lot of times, we as Black mothers, we have a different relationship with our children. We have a hard time letting go that much in order to give them that. Yeah. We hold on really tight because we feel like our black men are, they should be on the, what did Chris Rock say, on the endangered species list at this point, which is true. You're up against so many different things that our love and connection to our relationships with our sons is different than those of our daughters. We turn them how to be strong Black women like we've been taught to be, even though we resent that in another part of our minds. Yeah, we teach them that, but we hold on too tightly to our sons. So what I'm saying is my relationship to my children is one where I have to love them the way I believe God loves me and the way I love myself, and then teach them that they are loved no matter what, and they are allowed to walk a path that they have to be courageous and audacious enough to take on for themselves, and just know that I'm always going to be their cheering section to hope that they're going to do the right choice, so that's where I feel about it.
All right.
It's a give and take. It's a balance, like Brian said. It is a balance.
Yeah. True indeed.
My husband would call that allowing the young man, the boy, to go out. He doesn't call it a rite of passage. When they come back, they've experienced some things that show them about manhood that we can't certain things we just can't do or show our sons about being a man,
And just one last point, Nathan McCall wrote a book called Make Me Want to Holler, one of the greatest books I've ever read. Nathan McCall, Make Me Want to Holler. Go get that. And he said, if a man, he was specifically talking about African-American men, but it could apply to anybody. He said, if a man is going to be disruptive in the household, be a source of negativity, be a source of emotional miscontrol, I guess, if that's such a word, then he should not even be in the household. It's better, to have a woman head the household, because he was responding to women being at the head of the household. Is that a problem in the community? And basically in the book, he said, if the man is being disruptive, they don't need him. And that is so true. Being a father is a privilege, and I just wanted to add that.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Absolutely.
It's like I tell my brothers, I'm like, you're supposed to view your life as if you are the CEO. Your children, your wife, your significant other is, that's your first hand. Your children are, wherever you decide to put them. But the relationship should be viewed as if you're in charge of the greater good of something important that isn't just important today. It's important from now going forward. So
that's right.
Be important. Who you allow in your life, how you govern the relationships in your life should be as if you are in charge of the greater good of those things. If not, then yeah, like Brian said, you should not be a man in charge of someone's household. Some appendage doesn't make you the man to be in charge of the house. Some people should just be wandering around and doing what they do.
True facts.
Absolutely.
Well, you know what? Being that this the Poetry Corner Eastside connection, how about we all get down and recite a piece for the people out there in the Poetry Corner universe?
Okay.
And then I'm with it.
Cause what's that old? I forgot what that cartoon or that movie is like. Are you not entertained?
Oh man, are you not entertained? Yeah.
Are you not entertained?
Right.
Yes.
Hey, who want to spark it off on that?
All right, I'm trying to find something now. My computer's loading slow, so
Let
come
me
back
look.
to me.
Brian, that leaves you at the gates.
Ryan, you ready? You ready?
Yeah, that's fine.
One in the clip.
That's fine.
I got one in the
We were
clip.
talking about children earlier, and
Yeah.
I wrote a piece called, and I do a lot of work with children. I'm doing something now with the National Endowment for the Arts, teaching poetry. Do a lot of charity work when involve kids. So I wrote a piece, I guess about 10 years ago, called Guardian, and I like to share that since we were on the subject matter.
Right.
Guardian. Cover thy breast to protect your heart. Cover thy legs to protect your modesty. These are things told to little girls. The butterflies scared to leave their husk. Buds upon their chests bring unwanted attention from boys and men, lurking to spoil from abroad and from within. To shudder with the turn of a doorknob, to shake under covers pulled tightly. It is ungodly for a child not to feel safe in a home space, to brace for the unwanted kiss, to brace for the clenched fist. These are things learned by little girls, and this trauma can journey into womanhood. So you draw back when I extend my hand. It is a hurting thing not to be trusted. I love you. I love you. I swear. Let me be your guardian. I love you. I love you. I swear. In people.
God.
All right.
It's beautiful.
Oh, I felt so many pieces of that. I mean, my 11-year-old is now
That's what's up, bro.
experiencing that. And
Yeah, that definitely
way
was
that-
dope on point.
oh yeah, okay. But I love that. I
My,
really want to read that again.
At my Cuba fitting junior voice from Jerry Maguire. Brian, you're not gonna do it. You're not gonna make me cry. You're not gonna do it.
I just love kids, and I love being involved in their life, the light in their eyes, and to think that they are not safe. It just it's unconscionable. I can't even fathom that. So it's a passion of mine to be involved with charities and groups and organizations that protect kids.
Wonderful. God bless those endeavors.
Amen.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh. Man, who want to follow that?
I'm still looking for it.
I'm
I'm
still
sorry,
looking
I didn't
too,
mean to set a somber mood.
No, man. It is what it is.
King,
I'll go.
Rock Creeper. Oh, you gonna find it?
Hey, don't be throwing me under the bus, man. Don't worry, I always resurrect though. This piece is titled Teammates. King Devon Atterberry, part of Verses and Vibes. means royalty, righteousness in my legal name. Standing my own ground with a crown, faith and belief. Walking broad and strong, I'm built from an old cloth. Nowadays, folks be faking mad jacks. Where they do that? I'm from a place in the state that don't be taking no shorts. Respect, love, and loyalty is the meme on many scenes. A lot of dreams come alive from motivation and grind. Embrace the face, that smile, the warmth, you can feel it. Turning my back on what's duly noted, the eyes don't lie. Learn to do the knowledge of that each one teach one. Reach one or many times is given, never wasted. Used to hug, pound, and love some like Bishop and Juice. Words and actions don't add up, the trust is gone. But prayers in the air can probably mirror back to cool. Try not to get lost in the pool. Gotta swim, no dead man float. King.
Yeah, I know that's right.
Yes, sir.
Got to swim. Yes.
Thank you.
You got the juice now, King. You got it.
Yeah, wow. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right.
I always wanted to say that. You got the juice now.
Juice now.
I don't the juice. I just want to know the plug. But we all know the plug.
I hear you, bro. Edwina, are you ready?
Wait, I'm still. My
Still
thing is
looking-
moving slow, so I'm trying to load up something that would be decent. I'm sorry.
That's all right, La Perla Negra.
All right. So I don't really have anything on children. Y'all know I'm about self-awareness and all that stuff. So this one is called The Other Side of Fear. As she closes another chapter on her life, she turns the page, entering anew. Frightened and closed off, but willing to open as she prays for love's rain to fall all around to greet her new experience in life. So she can smile again. She misses her smile after it was run off with, encased in someone's jar of hearts. Her new book entails beautiful and wonderful and promises kept and time spent, respect, great loving, and he stayed. And though he says things to make her want to expose all that she is, those chapters have yet to be written. Completely naked and unafraid, her fear of being let down, abandoned, and broken continues to make her tread lightly and stay slow-paced. Even when he says he wants to be her earth, her sustainability, home for her heart, that he'll wait for her until the sun burns out and the ocean can provide no more, her frightened heart still second-guesses his true intentions. Her mind continues to process that logic of, is it safe to love again and fall as hard as only her heart has ever known? While the fear that has taken up residence deep within her wounds causes apprehension in her steps towards the promise of perfect love, she's still walking forward because she's recovered all but the last chapter and knows everything she wants is right on the other side of her fear. So I'll start this chapter with, know that I see you. I do. It's just that giving my heart, opening up and offering my world time and time again has proven to be like painting in the rain or like trying to blanket the sun. It's almost impossible. So I've become friends with my scars because they've never hurt me, nor will they ever. They are my healing, the peace flag waving at my spirit because they know me. So I trust them. And you say you see me in the dark because you've been where I am. Those are familiar words to caress an invisible ego. Or should I say a non-existent one. So my question is, can you show me how to touch the intangible Because my heart was shattered into a 1,000-piece puzzle that only I know where the pieces fit. Because of that, I keep it just out of reach. That's it.
Okay now.
Right now.
Okay now.
Thank you.
That's what's up.
That was
Definitely.
I love her pieces.
What, me?
Dweena.
Okay. I'm going to read this piece that I wrote for my son. It's called Student Driver. Where shall I lead you? Legion, loved one, lost. What paradise shall I lead you to? Is there some part of you that remains in my hand, big enough to convince you that there is space for you in the universe? Mystic, Mansa, mayhem, God reclaims us all in the end. Until then, as we traverse this earth, just tell me where you want to go. To sleep, to market, to hell, I want to lead you well. In war, it is the duty of the well to save the wounded, and the wounded to minister to the dying, that all roads lead to God. And at the end of all, he greets you. Until we reach the end, it seems you need someone to lead you, as much as I need you. Just tell me where you want to go. Your journey, mine is bound to. Until you want to see again, just tell me where to lead you. And that's that piece.
Wow.
All right.
I love
The warm up.
Love that. Love that.
Thank you.
Go on now.
All right.
All right.
Thank you so much.
This piece is called Marry Their Ink. I've never met a pen so sexy it made me want to marry its ink. Have me reflecting on just what I think. Whether or not that drip is because she's happy to see me, or those words written in cursive just to captivate me. It could be just that grown and sexy within her ebb and flow, showing me how you like to be penciled into my glow. As my mind permits this telepathic energy, as you sashay throughout my mind's kinetic telekinesis that has me mentally visualizing exactly how your body tastes, north and south of your waist. But before I enjoy you in that space, I'd like to utter your name that puts a smile on my face. We dance the written tango, our words reunite with a different kind of verbal wedding, and we go to a place to prepare for us to describe unforgettable memories after we declare that we will marry our ink together. No matter where this journey takes us, our metaphors will last forever. So dance with me, hold me, come close to me, hear me, journey through a literary jungle. Come into my den and lay with me, let's scribble. Take time to jot down new verses that will eventually become a new normal, removing curses, so we can write out our love vows. Every single day I want to arouse the elements of the atoms and neutrons of my cerebral cortex so I can wrap myself in your orally written verbal vortex. You turn me on. Each layer of your ink has me torn. I need you to be in love with my soul so I know it's real. Please write to me and tell me it's real.
Okay.
All right, Paul.
All right.
Closer. That's what's up, bro.
Appreciate you so much.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Hey man, listen. I just want to thank y'all for being here, for joining us tonight here on Let's Talk Poetry Corner, Eastside Connection, Edwina, Brian, LaPearl, and Nectar, and of course, King. Man, listen, relationships are important. We all have them. So let's nurture them. Let's cultivate them. Let's make them be so different that when someone else sees us, they know what relationship we belong to. So make sure y'all click like and subscribe so y'all can stay tuned to the next episode. But we're going to say one love, one mic.
One love, one mic.
One love, one mic.
Love and poetry.
Oh.